Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast, a weekly battle of wits, debating everything from horseshoes to hand grenades, all for the privilege to be called right. And now, your hosts, Bobo and Travis.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. I'm Bobo. With me always is Travis.
Hey, guys.
Coming to you live from a walkout basement in the middle of white America.
You love that.
I fucking love it, man.
That's fine. Me too.
Good.
I like it okay.
You like it okay?
I'm okay with it.
I mean, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah?
You can't debate the factual accuracy of what we're doing here.
That is true.
Everything on this podcast is factually accurate. We don't tell any lies ever.
Yeah, right.
I'm like that George Washington parable. I've never told a lie.
And just like that, it's false. You have.
You don't prove it.
What have you been up to lately?
Fucking nothing.
Yeah?
Living the dream.
So, I'm
bitching you about fucking how the phone companies have us around their fucking necks now.
That is true.
Bullshit.
We have been talking about phones for the past 15 minutes. But it's something that's a little bit lighter in nature. So I've been watching Ash vs. Evil Dead again.
Oh, have you again?
Yeah, so
I need to get back into that.
Here's the thing. I know I'm late to the party on this one, but I'm late to the party on most shows because I want to binge things.
Right.
I don't want to watch anything on TV. But goddamn, is that show fantastic?
Yeah, I need to get back into that.
You really do.
We watched the first half of the first season.
Yes.
And then I fell off the wagon.
Right.
Is it on the wagon? Whatever it is. And I need to get back on.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that. That's on my list of things to do.
It is great. And when it first came out, which was 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
I know. So when it first came out, I was like, all right, well, I kind of want to watch this around Halloween. Well, then Halloween was over, and I was like, well,
do you think if I get caught up, we can have another party and watch the premiere of the next season?
The next season's already. Oh, you mean? Well, season 2's already out.
Doesn't the third season start around Halloween? Isn't that what we started watching in the first place?
I think season 2 is happening now.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Damn. I was trying to think maybe we could get caught up and have a nice starting point again. We could all have a nice party and enjoy it again together, but maybe that's not going to work for us. I was really looking forward to that.
That would be cool because I would like. It would be awesome if we could do like the if we could do like the finale.
Right.
Do like the last 2 episodes or whatever. Okay. So season 2 has ended in 2016, and season 3 has yet to have a premiere date.
Okay.
So
good. If I can get caught up and we can watch.
So we can totally do that.
Okay. That's good. We've settled that.
Right.
Excellent.
Yes.
Can't fucking wait.
It's a phenomenal show. It's so funny. I'd tell you what else I've been watching too lately, which again, I'm behind the time, but a show called Ray Donovan. I can't fucking stop watching this show.
Is it funny?
No.
Not interested.
Yeah, I know.
Pass.
So
hard pass.
It is such a great show. It's about a guy from Boston that moves out to Hollywood and he basically fixes problems with his fists. So yeah,
sounds funny.
It's not. No, it's pretty dramatic, but it is a fantastic show. And I can't stop doing the Boston accent around Mandy. It's just pissing her off. So
let me hear it.
Yeah, I just keep going. Hey, babe, want to watch Ray Donovan tonight?
That's terrible. This accent of yours.
It is. It's terrible. But the show is. But again, we're just now getting caught up, and I think season 5 is airing right now.
I mean, that's the new norm, though. No one watches other than like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead.
Right.
There's like 2 shows. Everyone else you watch shows whenever you watch them now.
Yeah, but I fear how something may fall through the cracks if you don't watch it from the beginning. Like a show may not do so well, but be a great show. And
that happens a lot.
Yeah, I know. But
what are you gonna do?
I don't know. There's nothing to do because I'm not going back to watching fucking commercials.
Nope. Well, I think that's gonna come anyways.
What do you mean?
I think the time will come. Let's be honest. The Netflix model, as wonderful it is, they're going to find a way now to get us to pay for it and put commercials in it. I know it's happening.
Maybe, but
Hulu does that now. You pay for Hulu and there's commercials in it.
Yeah, but I watch most of my shit on demand. No commercials.
I bet you it doesn't last. They're going to find a way to throw ads in it. They're just going to find a way to fuck us. I I mean, I'm serious. No Vaseline, as Ice Cube would say. They're just going to find a way to fucking... That's what's going to happen next. We're paying for it so we didn't have to have commercials, and then all of a sudden they're going to put commercials and we're still paying for it, and we're like, what the fuck just happened?
And they just keep fucking you?
They're just going to keep fucking you with a giant rubber fist right up your fucking asshole.
This is the not safe for work George Costanza.
Don't listen to this at work. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. Because that's what always fucking happens with these fucking TV companies.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, that is the reason I do not subscribe to Hulu. And there are
because of the ads?
Yes.
But you're not. I mean, most people do that want to watch. They watch it anyways. They don't give a fuck because that'll be the new norm.
I wonder what the subscribership is between Netflix and Hulu, because I know everyone has Netflix, and there's not a whole lot of people that I know that actually have Hulu.
I know a lot of people have Hulu. Not all of them. I think more people have Netflix, obviously, but Netflix has different content than Hulu. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of overlap in all those.
Maybe. I don't know. I would say I would say it's very much like years ago when everybody had cable, but some people had HBO. I think it's something similar to that.
Agreed.
And it didn't work out for HBO because now they're just giving that shit away for free.
What do you mean? There's still subscription to HBO.
Sort of. I don't know anybody who pays for that.
Really?
Yeah. Listen.
How do they all have it? They're not paying for it.
Because for me specifically,
yeah, I
called up and I said my bill's too high, and you need to do something about this because I'm gonna go to like DirecTV or something. And they said, okay, we'll work with you. And they locked me in for two-year rate. And I said, you want the movie channels? I said, sure. Now I have every one of them for free.
And all that's on is Gods of Egypt on repeat.
No, but now I get to watch Ashes vs. Evil Dead and Ray Donovan. So
we gotta work on our accent. We're not very good at it. We wouldn't pass up there.
No.
Wouldn't fit in at all, buddy.
Get my ass kicked in Southie.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about what we're doing today?
Yeah, so this episode is about trolling. Specifically famous trolls. Now, it's mostly geared towards famous trolls on the internet. However, the inspiration behind what we wanted to have this episode is not an internet troll, it's a real life troll that happened, and it's about, well, in my opinion, what a troll is, because Travis does not share this opinion with me. We had a big discussion about it.
We did.
So I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to current events lately, but a couple months ago, John McCain got brain cancer. Anyone knew about that?
Yeah.
And he decided, in my opinion, and others' opinion, that are not named Travis on this podcast.
Your secret internet friends?
Secret internet friends decided to use this newfound cancer diagnosis to troll Donald Trump.
You wouldn't know the people that agree with him. They go to a different high school.
That's right. My girlfriend's totally real. She lives out of state. I told you that, Travis.
But all those people are models.
She's real hot, man. You wouldn't know her. She's from out of state, but she's real hot. Did you ever have a friend in school that was like that?
You know what?
I met her at summer camp.
I don't know that I ever did.
I don't think I did either, but
I feel like there had to have been somebody that was like that. But nothing comes to mind.
You wouldn't know, Travis. I met her at summer camp. She goes to another school.
She goes to a different school.
It was a different school. All right, so here's what happened. And for those of you who live under a rock and don't care what happens to this country, I'm going to explain it to you.
Right.
So in July, John McCain gets diagnosed with brain cancer.
Right.
And at the time, they've been trying to pass healthcare, the repeal of the Affordable Care Act.
Sure.
In Congress. And what happens is they keep bringing this bill up for debate, and they keep knocking it down.
Right.
So they can't even get it past that hurdle to have a vote on it one way or the other.
Because everything Obama did was bad, but not that bad.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So the Republicans could not get enough votes to get this over this hurdle so they could have an up or down vote on health care once and for all. They keep getting into this procedural hurdle where it gets knocked down so they can keep bringing it back up. So John McCain gets brain cancer. And about a week after he gets brain cancer, he has the surgery. Well, he has the surgery. That's where they find the brain cancer. But he has the surgery to remove a cyst above his eye.
Yeah.
And about a week after that, after the diagnosis and all the news coverage and stuff, he makes this grand triumphant return to Washington to be the deciding vote to vote forward over this hurdle to have a vote up or down on the actual American Affordable Care Act repeal.
Right.
So he's the deciding vote to move it forward.
Yep.
And Donald Trump comes out on Twitter and publicly proclaims his admiration for John McCain as a great American.
Right.
And everyone's happy. All the Republicans are happy. And then about 72 hours later, John McCain becomes the last vote to vote down the repeal of the Affordable Care Act.
Right.
So what happens is he basically turns around and backstabs the Republican Party and Donald Trump by saying, hey, I know I voted to move forward this debate on the legislation, have a vote on it, but I'm also going to vote now to not repeal the law. What was called the skinny repeal. So he was the 51st vote there.
Right.
And voted no. Much to the chagrin of Democrats everywhere.
Chagrin?
Whatever. What did I say? Democrats? Republicans everywhere.
Right. There we go. I was
Wrong party. Nancy Pelosi gave him a hug, I believe, when he voted no. So she was really happy about it. That fucking bitch.
You leave Skeletor out of this.
No, that's Taylor Swift.
No, Nancy Pelosi looks like Skeletor.
Right, and she also looks like Taylor Swift, who looks like Skeletor. Anyways. So, here's why I think it was the most brilliant version of trolling in modern history. For those of you who don't know, back in 2015, when Donald Trump was campaigning for the White House, he brought up in the debates, they brought up John McCain about being a war hero.
Right.
John McCain, for those of you who don't know, was a Vietnam veteran who spent 5 years, I repeat, 5 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam.
He had a little stay in the Hanoi Hilton.
Yes, he had a long-term residence in the Hanoi Hilton, thanks to the Vietnam War.
Which is the reason why he can't lift his arms above his shoulders.
Correct. Right. And why he still refers to the Vietnamese as gooks. Oh, that's serious.
I've heard that before. It sounds so fantastic. Like, it sounds so ridiculous that it makes me laugh. Although, yeah, he's basically, just your racist grandfather.
Now, here's the thing, though. If you get held prisoner by somebody for 5 years, are you allowed to be racist against them?
I don't think so. I'm going to go with no on that one, Bob.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? If a country, no, not just a person, because obviously when you're held as a prisoner of war, it's the whole country holding you prisoner. So the Vietnam government of Northern Vietnam or whatever was holding you prisoner for 5 years as a prisoner of war.
Right.
Racism is showing what? A prejudice towards a certain group of people?
Okay.
Wouldn't that meet the definition, though, of not liking them?
Okay.
Just curious.
Yes. I do. Yes. Then I guess you can be racist towards them. I don't think that gives you carte blanche to be able to use racial terms.
Honestly, I'm just curious.
I don't think he gets a pass to just start yelling out gook.
Well, he does.
Well, I mean, I guess he does.
He doesn't get a pass. I'm saying he does it though.
Right. I guess he does get a pass because it's never brought up about how,
So, anyways, during this debate with Donald Trump, they mentioned that McCain was a war hero, and Trump's famous response is, well, he was only a war hero because he got captured. And I don't think he's a war hero because I like people who weren't captured.
Right. Which is
a pretty big slap in the face to any veteran, especially someone who's spent so much of his life defending and working for our country as John McCain. John McCain was obviously not happy about that.
Yes.
And it is in my opinion that if you are a veteran of a foreign war and spent 5 years as a prisoner of war, when your sitting current U.S. president thinks of you as not being a war hero because you were captured, I don't think you ever forget that. And I think that once John McCain, staring destiny and fate in the face of this awful cancer diagnosis, which is going to kill him within probably a year to 18 months, because it's a pretty aggressive form of brain cancer he has.
Right.
I think he saw one last chance to stick it to Donald Trump, and that's how he chose to use it.
And that is, I see what you're saying. I'm
not saying it's a certainty. I'm saying it's a strong possibility.
Right. Okay. I'll go with a strong possibility. But
okay.
I don't believe I'm not going to go with this strong because I don't believe that's what he did. I don't believe that was his total motivation. Was it a byproduct? Was it something that he got a little bit of pleasure out of because it happened? Well, yeah, that's probably accurate, but I would say more or less this was I don't know his mindset, but it's either he didn't agree with repealing Obamacare or he was really just saving the Republican Party's ass. Because had they repealed that and everybody lost their insurance, now the Republican Party's got a huge problem on their hands.
I think that you're thinking about McCain in terms of the Republican Party way too strongly. This is a man known as a maverick.
Yes.
Who also, like, honestly doesn't...
I know, but the reason why I'm laughing is because it's become such a pejorative comment or
True.
Statement against him now.
Right. But again, I don't think he has much love one way or the other for what Republicans in general at this point in his life. I don't think he cares about protecting their legacy.
I
think he's about protecting his own legacy, obviously, because everyone does. They look out for themselves. You got to watch out for numero uno, especially politicians.
But I would think that here's my thought process. And again, we're not inside the mind of John McCain, so I don't know. So I'm projecting. But if you've loved, obviously he's loved his country, but if he has his ideals and he wants to see them promoted and he wants to see them, he thinks those are the right way to do it. So if you want to further your ideals, torpedoing your party is not the way to do it. It's not the way to keep that going. And if they would have gotten rid of Obamacare, it really could have made a big dent in the elections coming up. And who knows, maybe the Tea Party comes back.
Interestingly enough, though, you make it sound like it'd only be a bad thing if they got rid of Obamacare, when Americans have voted in Republicans in majorities in both House and Senate and the White House who probably want to repeal it.
I don't think a lot of those people understand what that means.
Doesn't matter, though.
I understand, but I think once they lose their health care, now they've got a problem on their hands. It could be. I don't know.
I'm just speculating.
Right. I don't. I don't know. But if that is if you're looking at that
I think that was McCain's thinking. I think he thought it was a bad law. Repealing it was a bad idea.
I think so too.
Which is why I think.
But you think he was just digging a knife
I think
in
that's
a
why.
bit.
I think that's why before he wasn't voting to procedurally pass it. I think he just didn't want to bring it for debate because he didn't want to kill it. But I think now that he had a chance to do something, because he's obviously, now that fate's staring him in the face, I think he had a chance to do something one last time and stick it to a guy who basically called him a piece of shit veteran.
And honestly, if that's the case, I can't really fault him for that.
No, me either. I think it's brilliant.
I do. I just...
And again, I don't know if it's 100% true. I personally think it's true. I asked my friend, who interestingly enough has a PhD in history, what he thought about it.
He also goes to a different school.
And he would agree with me. He does. He goes to a real school. He has a PhD. But he agrees with me that it's a strong possibility that happened.
Well, okay. It's a strong possibility that it happened. But when we talked about this before, you were a little bit more hardline on this, and you were saying the reason he did this.
Yeah, my point is, that's the reason he did it, because I think it happened. I will agree with you. It's a strong possibility. In my mind, I think it's exactly what he did. On purpose.
Like that
was exactly what happened.
No, but that's his only purpose for doing it.
His only purpose for doing it was he could get back at Donald Trump after years of having to take his fucking shit in a way that he could do politically. It has to suit him also. You can't just do it and stab yourself in the foot politically. He saw a chance where it works out both ways. I can save face politically and stick it to fucking Donald Trump.
Could be.
So anyways, I think that's a good example. That's if it's true, though. Let's just admit, if it's true, it's probably the best example of trolling we've ever seen in politics.
If it's true,
I
wish there was a little bit more. I wish there was some sort of like evidence of it, like like a little wink,
which we've talked about. I do think that will come out after he dies, which I think we'll know.
We did talk about that,
and I think I'll get our answer to that within the next 3 years.
And I am 100% on the opposite side of that one. I do not think we'll ever know definitively. I do not think that he is ever going to do anything like that.
I think we'll find the answer to that. So we'll see. But moving on to other kinds of trolls, because that brought up the talk and subject of trolling.
Right.
And then Travis had another example that's in the press right now about trolling. So we decided to dedicate the whole episode to trolls.
Right.
Because why the fuck not?
So we're gonna get into this, but I want to ask you, so Martin Shkreli is who we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
And he is the guy that made headlines about raising the drug price 56% up from $13 a dose to $750.
It was like 5,600%. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. And
when he was a pharmaceutical
right.
CEO.
Yeah, it went from $13 to $750.
Right. Was it for like a cancer drug or something like that?
It wasn't cancer. It was
some very specific drug to treat.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a rare disease. It was.
Right.
It was. It was a rare disease. But So, but I want to ask, what is your opinion of this guy?
I think he's hysterical.
You think he's hysterical, but what do you think about him raising the price on
I
that?
think he's a piece of shit.
Okay. Hey, listen.
This guy.
You're very pro business and pro capitalism.
Right.
So my question is legit.
Your question is not legit. So anyone that thinks that I'm going to agree with he can do whatever the fuck he wants as far as raising drug prices does not know anything about how I feel about politics or business. I'm pretty pro business, obviously.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with politics.
It does.
It has everything to do with your stance on capitalism and
no, it has. This is a political argument for me because the government, which I think people forget, the government has one job in America, which is what, Travis?
To protect the people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which means regulation on things that are very important.
Okay.
I think pharmaceuticals are one of those very small things that government has to have a hand in, which is why pharmaceutical companies have a lot of regulation. That's why the FDA exists.
Right.
I don't think you should have carte blanche to charge whatever you want for something that somebody has to have to live. Because at that point, it's not about capitalism. Because I would pay any amount of money to have a drug. If I didn't have it, I'd die tomorrow.
Right.
That's the point.
Okay.
That's why capitalism is not a part of this discussion.
You're preaching to the choir here, man.
So,
right. Amen, hallelujah. Yeah, like I agree with this. I think he's a piece
but
of shit.
for people that might you think that it's all capitalism, I'm trying to explain to you that this is why it's not.
Right. Yes.
People need this drug to survive. Without it, they are going to die. So it's no longer an argument about making capitalism. It's called price gouging at that point.
Right.
Like you need this or you will die. So you'll pay anything.
Right.
The price is $1 million a pill. You'll try to get the pill because you're going to die tomorrow otherwise.
Right. I agree. So we all agree he's kind of he is a piece of shit.
Yes, he's an absolute piece of shit.
But he loves to flaunt himself,
which is why he's hysterical at the same time. You can be a piece of shit and I can still find you interesting.
That is true. That is
and
true.
I do find him interesting, right or wrong.
So what he did around that time,
I find Donald Trump interesting, right or wrong. He's interesting.
That is true. Yep. I agree with that. So around the time that this whole drug thing came to be, he also bought the one and only copy of Wu-Tang, the last Wu-Tang album, right?
Explain what he bought exactly for people.
He bought a double album called Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yeah, Shaolin.
Yeah. What am I missing?
Well, why is it the only one, though?
I don't know. Wait, why is it the only one?
Yeah.
Because they only made one copy.
It's like a test pressing. Yeah, it's like the only pressing of it.
Right. Well, yeah, it's not. Yeah, they only made one.
Yeah, it's not like anyone can listen to this record. He bought the actual vinyl, is what we're saying.
No. No, it's a CD.
I thought it was a vinyl.
It's a CD. That was somebody else was confused about that too. It's a CD because they put it out. They gave it out to him in the medium, if you will, of the time period of Wu-Tang, which would have been CDs. So they put it out. It's two CDs.
Okay.
But it's never been released. Like it's never nobody else has ever heard this.
Okay. Right.
So
I thought it was a vinyl though. I didn't think it was a CD. Okay.
No, and it's a CD. Nobody else has ever heard it. He has the only copy. Bought it for $2 million.
Yes.
He claims because he is a lover of music and he wants to support music, and this is his way to support it. However, he's never released it.
Right.
He is barred from selling it on like iTunes or selling it. However, he can give it away for free. There were some questions in there whether he could just like hold like a listening party for it and charge tickets, and it sounds like he could probably do that if he wanted to.
Okay.
But anyways, but now he's selling it on eBay.
Okay.
And
so those of you who don't know, Martin Shkreli is also currently in some legal issues for insider trading, and he's facing some jail time, and he's got to pay some restitution. That might be why he's trying to sell this to raise some funds.
Well, according to him, he has to pay no restitution,
According to him.
and he's looking at 0 to 6 months in jail.
Okay, well, let me put it
Thank
this way.
you, white collar crime.
He's going to be in more trouble than that eventually, so.
Well, but part of his defense apparently, and I was trying to do some research about this too. Because part of his defense was no one lost money on this. Like what he was convicted of, nobody lost money on it. Everybody either made their money back, and some people made money on this deal.
That doesn't mean it's not illegal.
Right? Yes, but that was his. So there's really no restitution at all to pay because nobody actually lost any money. But and he insists that all of that was covered under the insurance with the company that he was with at the time.
Gotcha.
So he doesn't need this money.
Okay.
But
he's selling this record.
This is what he put up on his eBay page. I decided to purchase this album as a gift to the Wu-Tang for their tremendous musical output. Instead, I received scorn from at least one of their least intelligent members. Least intelligent is in parentheses. And the world at large failed to see my purpose in putting a serious value behind music. I will be curious to see if the world values music nearly as much as I have. I've donated to many rock bands and rappers over the years to ensure they continue to produce their art when few others would. So
that's a claim that you could never verify, so of course you can say it.
Well, I will say, I will say to his credit, he was a silent partner in a music label.
Okay.
Actually, it was a band. It was the lead singer from a band called Thursday. He had his own label, and Martin Shkreli was a silent member and just pumping money into it.
Okay.
And apparently, when the whole drug thing came to light, a bunch of the bands that were on the label said either he goes or we go. And so he stepped aside, and the label closed up shop because he didn't have the money. Like,
good job, guys. Either he goes or we go. Well, it turns out you're all going.
Yeah, because literally the guy from the band Thursday, he posted, I don't have the money to pay the bills right now. Like I don't have that much money, so they've been silent since then. Like nothing has ever happened again with that label. So he has done that kind of stuff.
It really showed him.
But I like how he puts that little dig in the least intelligent members of the Wu-Tang. Like, really? You're such a piece of shit. But anyways.
I mean, you put it in quotes. It's like...
No, not quotes. Well, in parentheses, not in quotes.
I mean, it's basically, you put it in parenthetical terms.
Right.
Say, but whatever.
So, but what caught my eye about this whole thing is there was a question, and you could post questions to this eBay, which there this
on every eBay, you can post questions to the seller.
I've never seen it to this. There was 6 pages of this one. I've never seen it to this extent.
He's really answering a lot of questions.
And he did. He would. Yep. So like the first one, not the first one, but the first one that caught my eye. Not interested. The question is not interested in the CD. Just want to tell you you're a piece of shit. To which he replied, I believe you are mistaken, and too poor to bid on this CD. Better luck in your future endeavors. So like, dude,
that's awesome.
Dude just doesn't back down. Like,
but you know what? If I was selling something on eBay and someone posts a question saying, "Hey, just want to tell you you're a piece of shit," don't back down to that. Yeah. I don't care if you are a piece of shit or not. You shouldn't back down to that because that guy's a piece of shit too.
Okay.
You don't think so?
That guy's a piece of shit
for getting on an eBay auction and just posting, "Hey, fuck you." Like that's not what good person does that? I don't see Mother Teresa getting on eBay just fucking shit posting on people's auctions.
Well, we had this ongoing argument about or discussion between you and I off the air about whether like you can change the hearts and minds of people by, kind of shocking them or telling them that they're wrong.
Right.
And while this isn't going to change his mind, I would have to believe that if it was me, like at this point, if this was me, and at this point, I'm going to be a piece of shit for the rest of my life because I haven't woken up and heard maybe I shouldn't charge you so much for fucking drugs. But like at some point you would think one of this would get through to him. Like, oh, well, maybe I am kind of not a great guy.
Are you kidding me? You think that's the way you're going to reach him?
No, I don't think so. But
okay.
But I also am not going to say that the guy that posted it is a piece of shit. I'm going to say that,
Oh, here's the thing. The guy that posted it might not be a piece of shit in his whole life.
Right.
That's a shitty thing to do.
Is it?
Yes.
You don't think it's worth saying?
You don't. What could you possibly hope to accomplish by going on someone's eBay auction, violating eBay's terms of service by posting a non-question, just calling out the poster saying he's a piece of shit? What could you possibly hope to get that's positive for society from that?
For me, it is a declaration of not everybody thinks like this guy. Like, okay, so the internet has bred a grounds of solidarity with viewpoints. And a lot of times we talk about how it has become a negative thing.
Yeah.
Like all these shitheads can come together and be like, be racist pieces of shit and find other racist pieces of shit. So like now they're a group and there's solidarity between that.
Right.
And it's a bad thing.
Okay. Agreed.
But in this case, it's kind of a good thing that he's calling him out. Well, so there can also be a solidarity against shitheads like this. Do you understand my point there?
No.
Like it goes both ways where like it can, there can be a group of people that are spewing bad things or hateful things. And where then there can be a group of people that don't stand for that. Which is kind of what this guy's doing. He's not standing for
what though? This has nothing to do with Martin Shkreli as far as fucking raising the prices of drugs. This is Martin Shkreli selling a record on eBay.
Well, I think it's against Martin Shkreli and his way of life and the way that he thinks. Because does anybody think that he's not going to do this again?
Maybe you should articulate that in your response rather than just calling the guy a piece of shit. Because that's not how. I'm gonna say that's not how this comes off.
Okay, I can see that point, but like I said,
I think it does no good at all, and I think wasting your time posting this to Martin Shkreli just shows that you're also kind of a little bit of a piece of shit. Like, Mother Teresa's not doing this. The Pope's not doing this. That's not the message you want to show people how to react to people that you don't have the same viewpoints as you or think differently than you. Is not to call them out as assholes. Because you know what? The liberal media has been doing that to Donald Trump for like the last 18 months. It ain't getting anywhere with him or his followers. This method of calling people out does not work.
Well, it depends. Yeah, I agree with you. And actually, I've been thinking about that because we talked about that. But I've been thinking about that. It doesn't work, but it also, I agree with you. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
Okay.
However, it doesn't mean it doesn't need to be said. Like it doesn't. Yes, I understand. It's not changing. It's not changing people's minds. It's not changing Martin Shkreli's mind in this point. I mean, this isn't changing his mind.
Okay,
but it doesn't mean it doesn't need to be said.
Okay, here's the thing though. It's been said. If you can't read that article and think that what he's doing is not some way morally bankrupt or not, why do I have to call on an eBay auction? How is that? You're not reaching the same audience there.
What do you mean you're not reaching the same audience?
Do you think you need to call him a piece of shit at every stop of life? Like every time anything about him comes up, just get on the comment section and say, fuck you, piece of shit. I just don't see what that is going to accomplish. Like everyone knows he's a piece of shit. It's Martin Shkreli.
I don't know, but it doesn't show. I mean, it at the very least, it's not complacency for his behavior. It's not complacency for, him not, like.
Maybe show.
I don't know.
Maybe do that in the right forum. Then
this is not the same thing. I'm not going to say this is the same thing because I don't want to get sued. But like the kid that raped the girl in Stanford,
yes,
that got like 30 days in jail or whatever it was.
Okay, right. I remember that. Yeah, and the father said they should be lenient on him, whatever, because he's. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
And shouldn't we take opportunities to call him a piece of shit?
Okay. We can talk about that too. One, he was convicted of a crime.
Okay.
What Martin Shkreli did, as far as no one's upset with him about his insider trading. People call him a piece of shit because something he did was totally legal. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
So he didn't break any laws.
No.
Martin Shkreli, as far as if you're upset with him about raising the price of a drug.
Right.
So B, You should call a piece of shit in the Sanford case is probably the justice system there. You should call the judge who sentenced him to 30 days jail piece of shit.
I agree.
He's a fucking asshole.
Sure, absolutely.
He's the one at fault there. Is the guy a piece of shit?
Let's not say he's
Oh, he's absolutely part of the problem.
He's at fault, but yes, but there's fault to be had by numerous.
The Stanford guy who was convicted of the crime, yeah, he's a piece of shit too.
Yeah.
Where are you going to call him a piece of shit?
If he tries to sell a Wu-Tang CD on eBay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him calling him a piece of shit.
At some point, okay, let's talk about Michael Vick for a second then.
Okay.
The guy who spent like 20 years in jail for dog fighting,
right.
And people still, at every game he was playing for the Eagles, when he got signed after being out of prison and paying his debt to society, they'd call him a piece of shit.
Okay.
However, by all accounts of Michael Vick, he has absolutely turned a new leaf as far as admitting he was wrong and all that stuff.
Right, and that's the difference. That right there is the difference. Yeah, those people that still call him a piece of shit, they're idiots. He has paid his debt to society.
Okay. So the admission of them being wrong though is what matters to you.
Yes. Showing that you actually believe that you were wrong, or then showing a little bit of change.
So for instance, we don't know if that Stanford kid, because there's never going to be a forum where we know if he's admitted he's wrong or not. Like they're not going to have some news story in a year that says, "Hey, Stanford kid that was arrested for rape 3 years ago now admits he was wrong." Like it's not going to happen. So we're never going to know.
There could, honestly, I don't know. We may not, but we could. I could see that following him around for a while, and maybe at some point,
or maybe we just missed it. Maybe you're posting on his eBay account and you don't even realize that he's admitted he's wrong. So then you're in the wrong, because now you've assaulted a guy who obviously knows he committed wrongdoing and feels shame for it, and you're still not going to give him a break in his mind.
Right. That is very, very possibly the case, but I'm not posting on his eBay account.
Some people are though, and for Martin Shkreli's case, he didn't break any laws.
No, but he's a piece of shit, and we know this.
In our opinion,
by a society's moral opinion, yes, it is. He's a piece of shit.
Although moral opinion though means it doesn't always have to be as cut and dry as Martin Shkreli is my point though. And if you start berating people for things they believe and things they think,
oh yeah, no, it's a case by case basis. Listen, it's a case by case basis. I'm just taking with this one. I
don't like it. I think there's better ways to solve problems than this.
Yeah, but I also think this is pretty.
My point is though, is you want to do that, that's fine. Martin Shkreli's response is the exact response I would give someone who does that though.
Sure,
that's my point.
I mean, I just thought that was funny.
I do too, because I think that's exactly how you should react to that though.
But I think the dig about being too poor to bid on it shows his trolliness, if you will.
Dude, he's brilliant.
We'll call him his trolliness.
He's funny he's interesting, and he's not stupid.
Well, yeah, he's not stupid. However, the next one that I pulled out, was the question was, if you're so angry at Wu-Tang, why not release it for free and show them the music means nothing to you, even if you paid $2 million for it? His answer was, I can flip $2 million into $200 million like Little Pimp, so no thanks.
That's awesome.
Currently, the bid is a little over $1 million.
Yeah.
So he's going to lose 900.
No, it'll go up in the last minute. That's how all eBay auctions work. And also, he has no real intention of selling it on eBay. I don't think you realize that, but he's not selling this on eBay.
Well, yeah. Okay. He may not be selling it on eBay, but he's not making money off of it either.
He's doing it to stay relevant. So.
Probably.
Right.
That's what makes him a troll.
That was his next level there. He's just doing it to get attention.
Right.
Which is awesome. God damn, that dude is fucking weird.
He really is. Although, he just.
Although, you know what's funny about the Wu-Tang thing is that guy's question was completely wrong. He's only mad at one guy in Wu-Tang. He actually loves music, apparently. So he's not going to give away for free to spite them, because he actually really does enjoy music and the art, wants to support it.
Right.
And B, I do believe if there's anybody on this earth that can probably take $2 million, turn it into $200 million, it's him. He'll just jack the price wherever he buys by 5,000%.
That is true.
He's got the credentials for that. I've seen him do it.
That is true. He's got a track record.
He does have. You know what? He's the man for that job.
Here's another one that'll point out his trolliness.
Okay.
I was wondering if you would consider putting that CD sideways up your ass. It would help to get ready for your treatment in prison. Also, you may want to learn to breathe with a big dick in your mouth. Then again, being seen with you greatly diminishes anyone's reputation.
Okay.
And his answer is, you appear to be very, very mad. Why? So,
Okay. You know what, though? Relevant question. Why are you so mad, bro?
hey, bro. Yeah, I mean,
You not like me because I like Wu-Tang? You not like me because I raised the drug price 5,000%? Like, what is it? What's your main beef?
I guess my problem with this, and listen, my problem with it aside, I can still appreciate his brazenness, we'll call it, or his his not backing down. I can appreciate that, but it just grows the hate in my heart for him. Every one of these little quips that he has, it just grows that hatred ball for him.
It means nothing to me. It has no effect on my opinion of him at all.
Really?
Nope. What's it matter?
It just shows that
In this venue, I expect him to act that way because I know who he is as a person. It doesn't change my opinion because I already knew that's what he would do in the first place. It's Martin Shkreli.
But I'm hoping at some point somebody would like this would kind of see maybe they have something to apologize for.
Well,
and this is not. There is.
You're not going to get it in this forum. I think we've proven time and time again in society this is not the way to get apologies from people or changes of heart.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to come with him.
I don't think it would ever come to anybody in this forum. Find me one example of where this worked.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know too many other examples of this. So
I'm just saying, berating somebody publicly about something that they change their mind. I just don't think that works.
Oh, I mean, Michael Vick.
He went to prison for 20 months.
Okay.
He changed his mind because he got convicted and went to prison for 20 months. Not because someone on the internet called him an asshole.
I bet you he changed his mind. Not a little less because of the prison and because of all the endorsement deals that went away. I bet you that changed his mind more than prison did.
I doubt it.
Oof. I don't know.
I don't think so at all. I think if you've ever listened to Michael Vick talk about it and really speak about it candidly since he's been out of prison,
yeah.
I think, honestly, I don't think he realized what he was doing, honestly, was that bad in the first place. Because
I agree with you.
And I think he's been
fucked up.
You know what? People live in different, they grow up in different environments. You grow up in different backgrounds. You learn things a certain way. I mean, cockfighting is illegal, is legal in Mexico, and people don't think it's a big deal either.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but to fight dogs is a complete lack of empathy for animals.
You are a product of your environment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge somebody for how they grew up because they were exposed to different things, and that's just how they grew up. And I think he's realized that, and he's really changed his opinion on that.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I mean, I was never told that fighting dogs was wrong, but I never fought dogs. Like, I never thought it was right either. Like, yeah, you're a product of your environment, but still, there's empathy there that was severely lacking in him. Well, at that point,
I think he realizes that now, obviously.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
But the thing about it is watching however many dogs die in front of him didn't click with him until he had to go to prison. Like, that to me is the I don't understand.
I think it's all an effect, though, of how upset people. Like, I mean, if they're going to sentence you 20 months in prison, that's a lot of time for reflection about maybe, like, what did I do that was so wrong, and why was it so wrong?
Right. Maybe.
I think it all plays into it. Not people calling him an asshole, though. I think on the grand scheme of things, the money makes you think about it, because if they're willing to lose all that endorsement money on you and then take it away,
right,
because of that makes you think about it, obviously. But that's not the same as someone on the internet calling you an asshole about it. I don't think that has much to do with it.
But I would say probably in Michael Vick's case, if we're comparing these two, in Michael Vick's case, he never came out and was like, I fight dogs, whatever. Fuck you guys.
Exactly.
And where Shkreli is out there like, yeah, whatever. Like, okay, let me little example.
All right,
if you will.
Okay.
So the question is, and it's kind of a long question, but hi Martin, not trying to be a dick here. My curiosity is eating at me. I believe your intentions were good when purchasing the album, so why not release it to the public? Blah blah blah. That was basically
okay.
And he said, by the way, congratulations on the outcome of your legal battle. I heard you dodged the worst of your charges. Okay.
Okay.
So Sigarelli's answer was, why not release it to the public? There are 2 million reasons why. Thanks. I did take the government to the woodshed. You got convicted. You didn't take anybody to the woodshed.
He's hysterical though.
But again, that just shows like his posturing to where, this is a person that can admit that that he never did anything wrong.
Oh, right.
Wait a minute. Like
we're not in disagreement on that at all.
Right.
I don't think you understand. I think he's a piece of shit as a person. We're not disagreeing with that at all. I just think it's funny.
I don't know. Listen, I mean,
that's hysterical.
It's sad. To me, it's sad.
Yes,
It's
but you know
like,
what? Dark humor is still humor.
That is true, and most of the times I laugh at it.
Right.
But like, it's so goddamn like, I don't know. It's also frustrating for a person that can admit when they're wrong as well. Like, it's somebody that doesn't have that mentality. It's frustrating in the sense that like, really, you still like you took the government to the woodshed? I don't think so. There.
I mean, in his mind, he did.
Hey, I'm sure, and you're absolutely right. In his mind, he did, and he's wrong.
He's absolutely wrong.
I mean, he's not like it's not even a question of right or wrong. But man,
yeah, he's wrong.
What a tool bag.
Yeah, but it's funny though.
It is. Listen.
Like, sorry, like he's a douchebag, but goddamn, those responses are funny. Or else we wouldn't be reading them.
There's another one here. Not interested in the CD. Just want to tell you you're a piece of shit. So we've had twice on here.
Yeah.
His answer this time was, I believe. Oh wait, nope. So never mind. I copied and pasted twice.
Oh, okay.
His answer was the same.
It's the same answer. Maybe he answered the same question twice. I'd hope he's consistent.
Nope. I was jumping around here a little bit.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on.
You want to move on from Martin?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time left. There's a couple other ones I wanted to mention. The some famous internet trolls. I think the original internet troll, maybe not the original, one of the most famous examples from the early days of the internet was Save Toby.
Right.
And I want to talk about for the listeners so they're aware of like what used to happen on the internet. That used to, like, this couldn't happen now. Like, if this happened nowadays, there'd be too many people on that website and they would get taken down. They would just call GoDaddy and get the website like delisted or something.
Right, yes.
But back in the day, when people had like a sense of fucking humor, this was the best. So Save Toby was a humor website, and it was started by some anonymous people who said that they were going to eat Toby, who was a pet rabbit, unless they received $50,000 in donations to take care of the rabbit. And it also, the website spawned a book later, which was Save Toby, Only You Have the Power to Save Toby.
Right.
And basically it was a website where they had pictures of Toby and they had like recipes for like rabbit stew and rabbit soup and stuff. And all the ingredients always started with one Toby. So, and if you didn't, they were on the page, they said, if you don't, to Toby, we don't reach this much money in a certain length of time for a goal, we're going to kill this rabbit and eat it.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And here's the thing. They received a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And they claim they got over $24,000 of that money collected by the website. Just based on people seeing a picture of a rabbit they used to have a very funny picture of Toby, like just this nice rabbit in like a pot, and it just had like, and it said like for illustrated purposes only. And it was just a picture of a rabbit in this pot they were going to cook him in.
I mean, listen, that is funny. Like
yeah, it was hysterical.
Do you know what SaveToby.com is now?
What?
It's still a website.
Is it?
Yeah, because I went to it just to see what it is. I don't know what language it.
So some internet squatters got it.
Yeah, no. It's for an air fryer. It is.
Oh.
It is for It's for like as like one of those is seen on TV products.
Oh, okay.
It's a European website because all the prices are in Europe or in euros.
Yeah.
But yeah, like. But it's still out there. But it's SaveToby.com.
I love how all these animal rights activists got so upset back then about this thing, claiming that it was animal cruelty. But like, that's the thing. Like, here's the thing about this website that was brilliant: is it exposes people for who they really are.
Right.
Like, what is cruel about killing and eating a rabbit?
Because you're telling the rabbit you're going to do it.
Okay.
No, I know.
Right.
No,
like, it's brilliant.
I
because
understand.
You can't get them on anything. Like, you can't call it animal cruelty because it's not cruel.
You're sentencing the rabbit to death.
I'm dying too.
I see that.
God damn, man. That website was so fucking funny because it was just, people get so upset over it. And it's like, what? We eat animals every day. Like, how can you be upset over this one rabbit they're going to eat if you don't give them money? But people will pay them fucking money. They made $24,000 just by saying they're going to eat a rabbit on the internet.
I know. Maybe we should raise some funding and hold an animal hostage.
If you buy the book, the Save Toby book, it has instructions on how to start a website like theirs. Yeah, so you can do what they did. Like, that's how funny they took it.
That's funny.
Next level shit, man. I love Save Toby. That was the original internet troll. That was like back in the early 2000s, like 2005 or so.
I will say also you had another example of Ken M. Do you want to talk about him?
5 seconds. So Ken M is a fictional person who was known for years as the most epic troll commenter on the internet. So they actually tracked him down eventually after a couple years of doing this, and he's no longer does this. He's retired now. But he was a comedy writer, and he worked for Comedy Central actually.
Oh, really?
But he used to go on the internet as a pseudonym. It was Ken M. He would be on a bunch of websites, a bunch of famous news websites,
right.
Reddit, things like that, and just comment on articles. And he was like, you see a lot of people that comment on internet now on news stories and stuff, just saying the most ridiculous, outlandish bullshit. And they're basically just old people or morons or both.
Right.
He was just a guy there to stoke the fires, so to speak.
I will say I'm not a fan of Ken M. I don't find him that funny because I think all of his jokes are dad jokes.
Yes.
That's all they are.
He would get people upset though by saying just like stuff that wasn't even that outlandish.
I will also say I did find one that I found funny.
What? Which one?
So it's on an article. Maine candidate for governor announces he's gay.
Okay.
Okay. It had the article said, I ran for office 17 times. It's never been an issue. However, someone or some group definitely tried to make it an issue in this campaign. And his comment was, today's Christians seem to ignore the evidence that God himself is gay. Which, that in itself, I don't find funny.
Oh, I do.
Because, again,
it'll get people worked up.
Well, but this, so somebody replied, and what evidence would there be, Ken? And this is what got me. Well, for starters, God is a creative type. That's his only response. I was like, okay, that's funny. Like, that one got me. But most of his other ones, I did not find that funny. But I can appreciate what he did.
Here's the one I like. There's one about him. There's a picture of the Mars rover taking a picture of the moon of Mars.
Okay,
and he comments, the rover would be wise to refrain from sightseeing and stick to its job. About taking pictures,
right,
and
right.
Someone,
again, dad joke.
Someone posts, sightseeing is its job. His response is, it can do that on its own time. Every minute there costs billions of my tax dollars. and then if people get worked up, this guy types in all caps, you are an idiot. The whole point of every mission to Mars is to sightsee. And like 5,000 exclamation points or whatever. And Ken M says, well, it must be nice to be paid to be tourists when the rest of us are busy with our butts on Earth. Yeah. Like, I just love how it used to be like a badge of honor that if he's commenting on your article, that he found it interesting enough or like popular enough to comment on.
Right.
Like, people talking to the badge on to see if he would show up at some point. That's how popular he was.
He very much reminds me of also the emails from an asshole. Which were you ever on that one?
No. Emails
from an asshole was it turned into a book, which I'm not even sure that they do the book anymore. But he would find Craigslist ads and just try to reply. Like there was this one that he did where the Craigslist was whatever it was for, gave the phone number and said call only, do not email.
Okay.
So he texted them.
All right.
And the people were like, don't text, call us, and gave him and he's like, well, what's your phone number? Gave him the phone number. He's, I just tried to call you and it went straight to voicemail. And the people were, no, I didn't. It didn't ring. Like he just gets people worked up. It's a great one. The website is still up. It's called don'tevenreply.com. But he, or you can just search for emails or an asshole. He has been active for a while, but it very much reminds me.
That's funny.
Of what he does. And those ones were Those ones were good.
There's a guy who had a website about those Nigerian 409 scams about sending money overseas,
Right.
where he would try to scam the scammers.
Oh.
And he was really good at it, man. He would get them to send pictures of them doing stuff before he would send them money, and like he did string them along with like little like, you know what I mean?
I wish I had the time for that.
Dude, I'll try to find the name of the website because it was a funny one too. He's not really active anymore.
Yeah.
But he used to do that for all those scammers for years, and it was so fucking funny.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Anyways,
All right, moving on to quick end times because we're
Okay.
running out of time here.
Yes, we are.
So, current story. I want to talk about this for 5 seconds because, goddamn, is this hysterical.
all right.
The headline from the Washington Post is UK engineers launch sewer war against giant fat blob.
Say that again.
UK engineers launch sewer war against giant fat blob.
Sewer war.
Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. Sewer wars. So, apparently, in London, there is a gigantic blob of fat and diapers and wet wipes that is clogging the sewer in London.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, okay. You have no idea. Wait till you want to say Jesus Christ. Hang on a second, Travis.
All right.
This fatberg, as they call it in the article, is 250 yards long and weighs 130 tons.
Holy hell.
Yes. It will take them 3 weeks to dissolve and destroy this fat blob clogging the sewer.
They got to the Chilean miners faster than that.
Yes.
They drilled into
Yeah,
the earth
that's right.
and got to them faster than fucking
Then they're
a
going to get rid of this fat
blob.
blob. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
How about that?
There's got to be, how does that happen?
So, good question, Travis. You're not supposed to flush congealed oil, like, you know, when from cooking,
Right.
like fat down the drain. That's how that happens.
I'm confused. So,
It builds up over time.
but wait, are they putting it to... Okay. So,
Eventually, it builds up to a giant 130 ton,
Jesus.
250 yard long mass of fat.
All right. Well, there we go, kids.
Like, I read that article and I was just like, oh, there's a clog in the London sewer. Like, okay, let's see what's a clog. And they said 250 yards, Travis.
It's
Are you fucking kidding me?
2.5 football fields.
Can you
kids.
imagine how they not noticed before this?
Yeah, like...
I feel like you've let it got out of hand, London.
Well, hey, listen.
Somebody dropped the ball in the monitoring of the sewers.
Nobody dropped the ball. One day, these sanitation workers that were, responsible for the other end of that shit pipe were like, you know what? Today's not going to be a hard day. There's nothing coming out of that pipe.
Yeah, right.
They're like, can I knock off early today, boss? Sure can.
Looks like no one's flushing today.
Yeah, no, there's no shit coming out of there. And then it just built from there. So those guys just didn't want to handle the shit.
Right.
And I don't blame them.
Wow, dude. That was an amazing story.
That's
So there's
great.
currently a fat blob in London right now. Fatberg, as they call it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The number is 747 banging.
747-226-4464.
Give us a call or text, because you can do that too on that number.
Yes, you can.
Call or text and tell us about trolls. We want to know if you've ever trolled somebody. I want to hear about it. Like your best example of you doing personal trolling.
Yep.
I trolled a few people in my day. I enjoy it. I'm like the Martin Shkreli. I enjoy. I get a kick out of people getting upset about things, which I think that's why he posted that in the first place.
I mean, I've done it on a small scale. Nothing like on the internet, which I wish I kind of would have.
I've done. That's not true. I did it on purpose to start the internet fight during
That is
the
true.
one episode. So
Yep.
I have done it purposefully too.
Fucking troll.
Yeah, I'm a fucking troll. But I want to hear if anyone else has done similar.
Yep.
I'm interested in that. You can find us pwthepodcast.com. It's Prestige Worldwide the Podcast on iTunes, Google Play, any of your favorite podcast aggregators. PW the Podcast is the slogan / whatever phrase we use for all the social media shit, Instagram, Twitter, all
And
that
again,
nonsense.
If you like what you're hearing, please share some of our social media posts.
Yeah.
Help us reach out and get more listeners. Get more listeners here.
You said that twice. It's really important.
Yeah, I guess it is.
People should fucking listen. Get it together, people.
Had a fat blob in my throat.
Oh, fatberg. Fatberg clogging the windpipe.
But please share us and tell everybody about us and get us some more listeners.
That's right. We're trying to get more. We're always trying to get more listeners.
I want to bring people into the family.
into the fold, if you
into
will?
the fold. Yes.
Do you see it more like a David Koresh family, like a whole
I'm not going to light you people on fire, but but I'd like to preach my
Prestige Davidian?
I'd like to preach my comedic ways to you.
Okay,
I suppose.
I'm into that.
All right.
We'll work on it. All right, guys. See you next week.
Later.